Growing up, I was a lonely child. I grew up a single child, didn't have a brother or sister. I only had my mom and my father. With like a lot of kids that grew up back then or even today, my mother and father didn't have a really healthy relationship. They had some issues in their marriage. When I was 6 years old, they divided. They didn't feel like the marriage was going to work, and it happened. The word divorce. We had a lot of problems. My mom had a business, my father didn't want to, did a lot of shit that made the business fall down, and my mother was in debt. Growing up, I didn't really have a easy childhood. My mother made me realize that life isn't all sunshine and rainbows at an early age. A lot of people may look at that as cruelty, like I didn't have a childhood. You're wrong. My mother, I'm happy she did what she did, telling me life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. You need to work for what you want, you need to lose things if you want to succeed. Now, while we were living with my aunt and my cousin, life wasn't really boring. It was fun. It was like living with your cousin and the one cousin that you really like. He was older than me, 5 years older. And at that time, he showed me what games are. Games, the story, the playability, the two-player couch co-op gaming where you would have fun all night, where you play until 2 o'clock in the morning, knowing well you're going to have to wake up in 4 hours to go to school. It was brilliant. I loved my childhood. For all of those bad things that happened, it felt like good things were starting to rise even faster and quicker. And I remember one night, me and my cousin were sitting in his room and I was watching him play a game called MAFIA. Now, Mafia, the 2002 version, was by then a bit of an old game. Some newer games came out that really struck the world and made an impact. But Mafia 1 still hits me till this day. The original game, the 2002 version. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of lessons, and it taught me on how to become a man, how to succeed in life by going through desperate measures into making yourself feel better. But also, when you get a family, you have to leave all of that stuff behind and focus on them. A few years later, 2K brought out the Mafia Definitive Edition, a remake of the original Mafia game. Now, a lot of people didn't like the new remake of Mafia 1. People said poorly. The one friend of the main protagonist was a bit softer and he was more of a comedic relief, and that the world felt empty. Today I'm going to sit here and I'm going to take a bit of a deep dive, not too much, but just enough, and explain why Mafia, the Definitive Edition, is the perfect game to turn into a movie, and why the game taught you how to become a real man. Now, Mafia 1 is really one of my favorite games of all time. I love the entire series, even Mafia 3, and with the Old Country that dropped a few years ago, the Old Country wasn't that bad, but it just didn't feel the same. Mafia 1 opens up and it shows you this entire shot of Empire Bay. And Empire Bay, if I'm correct, it's a fake town, but it's like New York. So you get that feel of massive buildings, wealthy people walking around, and then on the one side of the town, the people that struggle in life. This is where you meet Tommy Angelo, the main protagonist of the game, sitting in a restaurant bar type of font, and he's sitting there with his tie all loose and looking rough. Where seconds later a detective comes in the restaurant and sits with him. The tone of the situation just feels weird. It feels like Tommy is sitting there with a feeling that he doesn't want to be sitting there. He doesn't have a choice. He's sitting there with looking all roughed up. Something happened. Something very bad happened and he looks stressed out. From the title you realize this is a Mafia game. Now you see a detective walking in the restaurant. You're thinking, okay, maybe he got caught by the cops, but then he should be in jail. He's sitting at a restaurant with a detective and a suitcase sitting in front of him, smoking a cigarette, looking all rough. So you know, something happened in the family that shouldn't have happened. Before I go any further, I really want you to look at this scene and just put yourself in Tommy's shoes. I need you to dive with me in this story for the best experience ever. So grab a snack, grab a drink, sit down, relax, and dive in this story with me.
You Tommy?
Thomas Angelo.
Detective Norman.
You alone?
No self-respecting badges coming in here unless it's the health inspector.
What can I get you?
Just a coffee. Thanks. Dip your beak.
No, thanks.
Suit yourself. So, you said on the phone you might have a proposition for me.
That's right.
Well, if you're looking to set up a gravy train, you called the wrong cop. I'm not looking for any associates.
Good. Because I'm on the nut. Can't even pay for the coffee. But I got plenty to trade.
Well, let's hear it.
How long you been in town?
3 years. Caught my teeth in Empire Bay.
Well, they handed you the Morello case. Right out of the gate.
That's what the paper says, ain't it? And what's it to you?
Tough break. Case must be getting pretty cold by now.
Or you got something might warm it up?
Yeah, I might have something.
And what's my end of the deal? You want money? Some sort of immunity?
None of that. I got people I need to protect.
Families. Always the Achilles heel, ain't it? So who you got? A sick ma or a wife and a litter of kids?
Wife and daughter.
No one else to watch your back, I'm guessing.
Wouldn't be here otherwise.
Pity that. Pa always said a man needs friends if he's going to survive in this world.
Yeah. Well, in my world, it's the other way around.
No surprise there. Look, I can't promise anything for your family, not until I hear what you're trading. So, are you talking? Or are you just killing time before they come for you?
You think I'm on the run?
Oh, I know it, Tommy. Jesus, look at you. Surely gassed. You haven't slept for days. And your neck's got to be aching from all that looking over your shoulder you're doing. No, the way I figure it is you got someone powerful mean on your tail and they ain't giving up until you end up in the river. And you walk out that door without me, we both know you're not making it 5 steps. But, yeah, you stick around, you tell me your story, and maybe you got a shot at living long enough to walk that girl of yours down the aisle. Either way, looks like I'm buying you a cup of coffee.
Christ, I don't know how everything got so balled up.
No one ever sees the hairpin until it's too late. But you didn't get handed a heater in the nursery, did you?
No. I was a cab driver back in 30.
As you could see in the first cutscene, it explains almost everything. Almost everything. I say almost with a massive meaning. Tommy explains that he's sitting there with a reason. He's sitting there with a reason that won't waste this detective's time. He's sitting there with a promise, with a gift for the detective if he helps him out. Another key word I want you to really realize happening there is that when the detective asked him why is he doing this, he said for the family. When the detective said, oh, family, it always ruins what you are planning. Is it a wife, a son? And Tommy Angelo says it's a wife and a daughter. Wife and daughter, two words that may just pass your head, but if you take a deeper dive, Tommy Angelo is part of a mafia. He's sitting there with the intention to give everything away that he's built upon all those years. Sitting there with giving it away only for the safety for his wife and daughter. Wife and daughter, two words that means a lot to a man, and if it didn't, right now it does. A wife, the one thing a man always wants to protect in life, always wants to keep safe from all the harm in the outside world. The next word, a daughter, just a mini version of the wife. Deep down, we all know as men, even as younger men, me myself, I'm 21 years old, turning 22 in a few days actually, so like and subscribe. We all know as men that one day if you have a daughter, you will protect that daughter of yours no matter what. Why? It's a mini version of your wife, a more soft, vulnerable, minier wife of yours. For years we've all learned this, whether it's in movies or gaming. When a man has a daughter, he will do anything for her, even if it means he'll lose his life in the aftermath. That's what makes this first scene so special. 2 minutes of two men talking in a restaurant, just sitting there, drinking a coffee, smoking a cigarette, one looking rough, the other one looking neat, all coming in like he has all the power. That's when you realize the man sitting all rough in that chair, it doesn't look like he has power at the moment, but after this scene, you'll realize he's maybe the most powerful of them all. Another thing I want you to really understand from that scene was the cop saying that nobody ever sees the hairpin when it's too late. Simple words that might also just go over your head, but it explains the story entirely. Tommy was a cab driver. He didn't make a lot of money, he didn't like his job, and in that one lucky day, two guys ran out of a place and just got in the car, pointed a gun at him and said drive. This is where you start to meet Paulie and Sam. You don't hear their names at the beginning, but later on they are the guys that actually save your life. You save them from a bunch of guys, which then later tracks you down, and you run to the shop where you drop them off, and then they protect you. It's a simple offer. You help me, I help you. Help me, help you. They then bring Tommy Angelo in to meet the boss, the Don Salieri, a man that is really trying to build his family and take over Empire Bay. A man with a lot of power and respect. For the rest of the game, you then play as Tommy Angelo, and you start to realize all the way how did he get to that specific moment, the first cutscene they show you in the game. In one specific scene while you are playing the game, while you are driving with Sam as he is drunk, as you just won a race, a very hard race, especially in this motherfucking game. The race was so hard, man. I think I failed like 80 times because I was stupid enough to play the game on the classic mode. Paulie explains while drunk in the car while you are dropping him off at home that Tommy hasn't seen the dark side yet, the side where the stuff they had to do in order to gain all of this respect by the family and the Don himself. All of those things they had to do to prove they are loyal to the family. Now sure, at that time you already did some things like beating people up with a baseball and chasing people down in a car, but you haven't really done something Tommy was thinking about in the back of his head, something that scarred him for life. Till you get to that one mission where you chase two guys down, two guys that tormented and wanted to do physically mean things against the woman Tommy Angelo falls in love with, Sarah, the daughter of the bar owner sitting where the Salieri family does their business. After you walk her home one night, you meet these guys and you teach them a little bit of a lesson, but the Don doesn't think that is enough. He wants these guys to be taken out. He wants his family to be taken care of. So you chase these two guys down with Paulie and you get them. They ram themselves into a tree and it looks like it's all over. But no, one thing needs to be done. The job should be done. Paulie then climbs out of the car and tells Tommy to put 2 bullets in the head of the driver. It's 2 young guys that really are bad people. They wanted to hurt Sarah. They would kill Tommy. They wouldn't even think twice about it. If someone pointed their finger at Tommy, they would do it, not think twice. But Tommy's different. Tommy is like he didn't expect all of this to go down. He thought he might teach them a lesson and do it. He thought it would be easy to end another man's life by just pulling the trigger twice. So Tommy freezes. Paulie looks at him and does it all himself. He shoots the one guy and he shoots the other guy. Paulie then tells Tommy Angelo that you need to do it. They wouldn't have thought twice, which is a really valuable lesson in this entire game. Nobody thinks twice when the Don tells them to do something. Before I go any further with what's going to happen next, I really want to talk about the character called Sarah, the woman Tommy Angelo falls in love with and really plans a future for them both together. It all started by just him walking her home, and then he ran up to those 2 guys that I just explained, but he gets hurt after the fight and he goes into the room, and I want you to watch this scene closely.
I can see it fucking hurts, Tom. You want to pretend it don't go ask Polly to staple you up.
What do you got?
Compliments of the Don. Take another. All right. You gonna grin and bear this?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Good.
Now from the start of the video, you didn't hear me mention anything about the past of Tommy Angelo. In fact, you don't hear anything about his past in the entire game, which I think makes this scene just feel much more loving. You see, you don't hear about anything of Tommy Angelo that had a father, or had a mother, or had a brother, or had a sister. It's just Tommy Angelo, the cab driver that turned into a mafia. So this part where Sarah actually fixes his wounds and tells him to not be all bitchy about it, just keep it in, and he doesn't need to hide that he is hurt. It's almost like something Tommy maybe never felt before. That's why you can clearly see he gave the look at her that a man gives a woman when he falls in love. Men, we are like dogs, we fall in love easily. You take care of us and we will love you forever. This is what I think makes this scene just feel so much more impactful. From that very moment where she was fixing his wounds and telling him that he doesn't need to feel bad about expressing the pain that he is feeling. A man that puts on this gimmick of being tough, neat looking and heartless, but it takes one woman to make him feel small and vulnerable. That's what makes him fall in love with Sarah. Now that I got two key factors out of the way, we have the detective at the beginning and Sarah. As the game goes on, you really start to realize that Tommy is building, especially if you die in the game. Every time it shows a loading scene, it shows your character standing in a dark shadow, which I will see if I can get an image for you. And as you go further into the game, he has more clothing, almost like he's upgrading into this heartless guy that fits into the family perfectly. Throughout the entire game, Don Salieri looks at him like he's the one standing out, the newcomer, turning into the guy that one day when the Don is gone, he will take over, he will bring this family to the top. There's a specific cutscene where the Don tells Tommy that he needs more people like Tommy, because Tommy doesn't ask too much questions. When the Don points his finger and says he must do it, he does it. No questions, no thoughts, just stands up, kills his cigarette, takes a sip of whiskey, and walks out the room. Later on, the man Polly and Sam, who used to try and train Tommy into becoming the man they want him to be for this business, they start to wonder what is going on with Tommy. He's changing, he's turning into this man that never says no, he only says yes. Paulie and Sam almost becomes background characters, where they, at the beginning, they were the people you as the player looked up to, always trying to learn something from them. But as the game goes on, you start to look up to Tommy, the man you are playing as. There's this one emotional scene at like 70% of the game. Paulie tells Tommy they are going to this one farm ranch place and they need to get there, pick up weapons of some sort. And as they get there, Sammy isn't there, he's gone. And you start looking for Sammy, almost in this horror type of vibe, which the entire game didn't have till that point. Almost like the game turned itself into more like a Alan Wake or a After Dark game, a game that really switches, almost turns around and turns into a horror fully. Where you're walking through this barn looking for Sammy, you can't find him, you search everywhere, you can't find him. Finally you find Sammy at the top of the ranch, sitting full of blood. This is like the second time Sammy has been in a bad situation in this game, but Tommy is always there to save him. I want you to remember what I just said. Tommy is always there to save Sam. But they managed to escape, otherwise the story would have ended very quickly. So as they escape and they all go home, Tommy heads home and he walks into the house almost like a ghost, almost like someone that you don't realize this guy that you've been playing as for the last 3, 4, 5 hours. He almost walks in as a ghostly figure, with Sarah getting ready to complain about him being late for dinner. But as she turns around and she looks at him, she realizes what we realize. Tommy doesn't look the same.
You're late. Dinner's cold.
Work.
A really deep moment, and it's a huge part of why I love this game so much. And it goes all the way back to the first scene when the detective said nobody sees the pin until it's too late. Until that moment, Tommy started becoming major in the business. He started to figure stuff out. The Don looked up to him as a guy he can just point his finger at and he'll do the job. But at that moment, Tommy realized what this business is all about. Sacrifice, loyalty, and not always winning, but sometimes losing. Tommy is slowly but surely getting into that momentum of becoming powerful, becoming someone that can never be stopped. He's going to have the ultimate goal of taking over Empire Bay. After that, Tommy just goes on with life. He keeps doing jobs. He becomes a heartless guy that knows what he has to do, and if he doesn't do it, he may lose his life, like Sam almost lost his life. He's in a world where kill or get killed. That's the entire situation of Tommy Angelo. So he just keeps on killing. He focuses on becoming the leader, becoming the man that the Don wants him to be. Until one moment where he was supposed to assassinate a guy by putting a bomb under his car, and things went way south. Another scene that really impacts you, a scene that changes Tommy's mind forever.
Supper. Hey, you wanna go dancing this weekend? Maybe drop the kid off at your pop's place. Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, Christ. Hey! Stop! No, no, no. Oh, God! Vinny, it all went bad.
Hey, pull it together, Tom. Whatever happened, happened. There's nothing you can do about it now. Sergio's luck is running out.
What are you talking about?
Sam and Paulie have found him. He's in Georgie's restaurant across town. You need to get over there fast.
Okay.
Once again, a scene that really impacts the entire moment of the game. A small moment, a small cutscene in the game that was really you didn't expect would happen. A plan going wrong once again. The pure shock on Tommy's face is something you haven't seen before in this entire game, except the part where he came home to Sarah after the entire summit. He just put the phone back. It dropped out of his hand. His hands were shaking. He killed an innocent, and not only any innocent, but a woman. Moment where, as a man again, as a man you grow up looking as woman as this soft figure, this figure that you never would hurt in your life unless you are a pig. But Tommy is a guy with respect. He respects women. He respects women for what they are. And in that case, it was a woman at the wrong time, married to the wrong guy, at the wrong moment, climbing into the car and got killed. The way that Tommy really shows his emotion in that scene is like it was someone else in that car. Who, you may ask? Sarah. It's like Tommy envisioned, what if that happened to Sarah, the woman he loves, the woman he swore to himself to protect for a whole life. At this time in the game, Tommy already has a daughter. You never see her or hear of her, but he mentions it to Paulie and Sam, that his daughter is at home with Sarah. Here's where I really want you, and I hoped you were putting yourself in Tommy's shoes this entire video, because if you didn't, you wouldn't feel that impact that Tommy felt without me even explaining it. That very moment, it's as if Tommy really changes his entire perspective. But not only his perspective, your perspective. You holding the controller, playing the game, doing things that Tommy done. You made him do those things. You took the controller, you controlled Tommy and did those things. You were having fun in the game. You were having a blast. You were a mafia guy. You're living a dream that you know you would never do in real life because it's stupid to do in real life. But you were living that dream. you were enjoying the game. Some moments happened where you were shocked, but no moment affected you holding that controller, because that was your fault. You driving to that place. You sneaking past the guard to put the bomb under the car. You heading back to the phone.
A long time ago, in another life, someone once told me that family is a man's Achilles heel, his greatest weakness. Maybe he was right. Because everything I've done, both good and bad, I've done for my family. I've turned my back on people they thought were my friends. I've kept a lot of hard promises. I spent 8 years totally alone, trying to find myself so I could come home. A better husband, a better father, a better man. Now that I'm a lot older and just a bit wiser, I see that family is our greatest weakness, but it's also our greatest strength. It gets us out of bed in the morning. It lets us chase our dreams, even when they're moving too fast to catch. It keeps us from falling over when we're too tired to take another step.
Mr. Angelo.
Yes.
Mr. Salieri sends his regards.
Tommy!
That's okay. You're safe now. You're all safe. Remember that money, jobs, even best pals will come and go. But family is forever.
Real sad moment at the end of the game. You could see Tommy giving his last few years to his daughter and his wife, even getting 2 new children, 2 boys, which will maybe carry on in the future. A man that finally had that rest and peace. You get cuts from the guys you worked with in the family getting sent to jail, the Don. Tommy spends 8 years in jail all alone for his crimes. And in a specific scene that really is shown fast to you is he opens a Bible. The word Bible that has never been once said in the entire game. He decides himself to open it. The only time you actually see the Bible in the game, which as you saw happen at the end, he gets killed. Words from the Bible, I really want you to know, and if you know, maybe just something to explain it to. The Bible says an eye for an eye. Tommy got his freedom, but at the end he still had to pay something. The decisions you make in the past are so important, it will always come around, and one day it will claim you. The last words of Tommy Angelo is remember, money, jobs, even your best pals, they come and go, but family is forever. Words that you maybe have heard before in your life. Maybe it was your father telling this, maybe it was your mother, maybe even a friend after he was drunk and laying there just opening up. Words that maybe never have hit you quite as hard before, but after this game you start to realize what it is to be a man, how important it is to become a man, how important it is to protect your family. And at the end, you see the two mobsters getting out of the car and killing Tommy, ending his story with one of those mobsters, where you maybe saw the name Vito there, aka Vito Scaletta, who was standing there with his arms folded around his stomach. And his friend Joe shot Tommy. How do I know these names? Because Vito is the guy you play as in Mafia 2. A very interesting way for the series to go. You play as the guy that killed the main character, the main protagonist, the guy you followed the story through and through, to only get killed by the main protagonist in the second game. A move that I really loved them making, because Vito Scaletta is also another character that I feel is so important and so cool in a way, something that makes you realize how to become a dangerous man. It's like every Mafia game teaches you just a piece of what it is to be a man. The first one, all about family. The second one, how to become dangerous. The third one, how to fight for your freedom and your own respect. The story is really one of a kind. I think Mafia, the entire Mafia series, is one of those series that really got slept on. You don't really hear a lot of people talking about the game. You don't really hear a lot of people say this is their the franchise that they absolutely love. I can go now and I can play all of the Mafia games over and over and over without even thinking twice. That is how much I love this series, and maybe you do too. I wanted to make this video because this game just has that special way, a game that really gave me a special message in life on how to be a man and how to become a better man. Well, my mic just died, so you're going to have to see my face close up now. I wanted to say thank you for everyone that really watched this video, and took a long time to make. So please consider subscribing and liking to the video. Subscribe to the channel. I am mostly a movie channel, but every time I play a game, especially like Mafia 1, I really want to take a deep dive and explain why this could be a movie. I would also love to give a huge shout out to the man called Shirako. He's a YouTube channel that I actually got a lot of the scenes from. Most of the scenes, all of the scenes I got from this channel, because I don't have the equipment to take videos from my gameplay from my Xbox to put on this video that I'm actually making. So I hope this isn't going to get this video demonetized or anything. I'm still a small channel, so it shouldn't matter, but I'm hoping I just want to give a massive shout out to Shikaro. You guys should really go and subscribe and like to his channel. Let me know down in the comments if you really want me to take another deep dive, another video like this on maybe the game Mafia 2, and we can turn this into a whole series if you guys want to. But once again, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. This video was an absolute blast to make. I really wanted to do it for a long time. Yeah, so please leave in the comments if you want to see me make a Mafia 2 video, or even any other game that I have, because I'm not really the richest guy on earth. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for staying and watching. If you made it all this way, I really appreciate it. Comment down below your thoughts. I always read and reply to my comments. And yeah, thank you so much. I really love doing this. I really did enjoy this video. This game means so much to me. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay humble out there. And goodbye.